This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hey everyone, it's me, Violet Chachki.
And we got Mick.
And you're watching another amazing episode of No Gorge. No Gorge.
It's time for another gorgeous segment of
What's going on right now? What is going on right now? I'll tell you what's going on right now.
what?
I just got back from Colombia, where I had a great time at this festival, and it was super fab. However, right before that, I was in Mexico. I did 4 cities in Mexico, doing my little tired ass showgirl number, as one does.
Tired ass showgirl.
You.
Showgirl. At least I am a showgirl, bitch.
I had a date with a guy on Instagram that I had been like messaging on Instagram for a long time. We went to get dinner, or lunch rather. And so I douched before my lunch date, as any civilized human would. And I used Mexican tap water to douche. You guys do the math. I have been fighting for my motherfucking life over here. I have been so sick. I've had like the craziest stomach bug, and I've been fighting through it. Fiber pills.
How was the lunch date? Did you even need to douche at all?
No.
Well, who douches for a lunch date? Also, what is a
Me,
lunch
normal
date?
civilized.
A lunch
Look,
date?
I
Actually
landed.
wrote it down to discuss. Like, I really don't know about lunch in general. I think it's so weird. Like, you're
I
working
love
and then
lunch.
you need to take a break in the middle of working. Like, no, babe, I'm literally in the middle of working. Like, I hate a lunch. I hate lunch. We have to stop in the middle of the day to eat something. Like,
Are you crazy? I love
hate
lunch. I think
no.
lunch, like like a lunch food, even like a sandwich soup salad combo situation, might be like I had a sandwich yesterday from like one of those crazy Italian sandwich places here in LA. Best thing I've ever had. So delicious. And like you wouldn't eat that for dinner. I mean, I did.
There's just
I had
not
the other
enough
half.
hours in the day to have a lunch break. In my opinion, it's just like too much. Like, I want to wake up, get a little fuel, and then go to a stunning dinner.
No, I get you. I'm with you on that as well, for sure.
Yeah.
But like, that's because people don't like their jobs. They don't like to work, and so they need
I think that's
to
what it has to be, because like
say you like to get stuff done. Like we are like doers. We want to get things done.
When I used to be a makeup artist, I remember being like, they'd be like, got a break for lunch, like legally you have to have an hour, like, and I'd be like, we're literally in the middle of the shot, like.
Oh my god, Drag Race. We would literally, I think the air conditioning was broken, and we were wearing like fur outfits, like the Hello Kitty runway. We had like fleece blankets on, and the air conditioning was broken, and it was the middle of July in the valley, and they were like, gotta stop for lunch, and we're like literally on the runway, like they're like, union rules, and we're like, are you kidding me?
No. And then it's like, I was, as the makeup artist, I was like, great, so we're like in the middle, we're killing it, and now I'm gonna have to redo her, like, because she's eating, like, and you chose to get burritos or something. I was like, what the is going on?
She's
like yes, all the time, like lipstick on her chin. Like, I was like, every time I was like, oh my god, can we just
not burritos? I love it. Your life must be so hard.
It's never a normal food that they choose at catering. Like, it's always like, we got Indian food today. I was like, you got Indian, you got curry. Like, it's like,
burritos is the funniest one.
Never finger foods, never.
Not a little sushi.
No, we got hot wings. Hot, like, it's always like, what? It's like, huh? And I try to like sway everyone, like, I'm good. Aren't you good or no? We're like, no.
You're in the middle of the shot. Your life must have been so hard, touching up little Fashion Nova girlies with lip gloss all day.
Listen, the Fashion Nova girlies
I feel bad for you.
More makeup than the drag queen. So yeah, the Fashion Nova sets when we broke for lunch, I was like, here we go.
In 2015, everyone was wearing drag makeup.
Yeah, and I would come back from lunch and I'd have to like rebake. Like, that's how fierce it was. I'd be like, here we go.
We were baking. We were baking.
Oh baby, we were baking. Yeah.
We were cooking.
Yeah, well, that's
let her cook. Well, I went on a lunch date because I was doing 4 cities in 4 days. So I literally landed from Santa Cruz to Mexico City, got to my hotel, rinsed off, douched with the tap water, went and met this guy for lunch. Then we went to the flea market. I got this necklace and this ring, and I got you a present as well.
You did?
I did. I'm not going to show you on camera now.
Got me a present on your date?
Come to find out, it wasn't really a date. It was more of a tour guide. A guy. Honestly, he was haggling for me.
I actually paid him for a tour of Mexico, but anyway.
So, it just there wasn't the Zaza.
You're getting on like a full like double. He has like a microphone. You're like, I douched for this.
Anyways, I went on a date with a guy. I bought a bunch of jewelry at the flea market. He helped me negotiate it in Spanish, and there was absolutely no spark. And so I did not need to douche. We did not end up having sex. He didn't even come to my show later, but he was a very nice guy. If you're watching this,
very nice
platonic friendship we've got going on.
I mean, this actually goes into hot topics, but I've been watching the new season of Love on the Spectrum just dropped.
You're kidding.
No,
I love that show.
I literally went on last night and I was like, didn't see it, but it was like the top thing. And I was like, oh, maybe it dropped, but I clicked it and it like wasn't playing the newest. So I was like, maybe it didn't drop. But then I saw a freaking clip this morning of Tanner killing it. And I was like, and I'm like, that's
is
just
Tanner the guy who checks off no on the girl in front of her?
No, but that's hilarious.
But I love that guy.
I've become like cynical like YouTuber, like everyone's like lying and like scamming and like da-da-da. But then I watch Love on the Spectrum. I'm like, there is nice people in the world. Like
they're so mean on Love on the Spectrum. That one girl who's
so
like
nice. No, Tanner's the nicest angel. Abby's so nice. Like they're so
Abby's
nice. I met Abby at Kathy Hilton's house, and I was talking to her, and I was like, "I love you. You are everything to me." And then she literally looked me in the eyes, and she goes, "I don't want a lot for Christmas," and ran away from me. And her mom was like, "When she gets into a song, she needs to go." And I'm like, I love that of Abby, and I have a video of me and her dancing to that, and I was like, "This is."
I'm jealous.
No, it's
that
literally
sounds like an amazing Christmas.
If you haven't seen Love on the Spectrum, like you have to see it. Like it's like the best show.
What you're saying is that because of the autistic people being so genuinely pure and sweet, you have hope for humanity and dating.
Yes.
It's like I feel like anyone who's mean has like a villain, like a origin story. Like, I know I do. We already talked about Snow White being a flop.
No, I don't want to beat a dead horse with that little one, the Snow White situation, but I really was looking at it because when we talked about it on our podcast, I didn't really I just saw like the hate and I was like, okay, yeah,
right.
Like loves it, whatever. I really looked at it and I was like, it is really, it's like not the actors. Everyone's like putting all this blame on the actors, which I don't really even get. It's like, have you seen the hair and the makeup and the outfits? Like, I'm so sorry. They could have found they could have had dark magic take Snow White out of their cartoon and put her in real life and dressed her the way they dressed her, and it would have been awful. Like the hair, the Lord Farquaad hair, and the no red lip, and the outfit, and like that. Like a Disney princess looks.
So you're saying the hair and makeup is the reason that the movie.
The hair and the makeup and the outfits. Yes, the outfit. I cannot believe my eyes. The outfits are crazy.
Well, this reminds me of that time they did The Little Mermaid, and Jenny McCarthy's eyebrows were so wonky.
Her eyebrows were crazy, but at least Little Mermaid was so turned. Like that
we
hair.
Saw that at an eye pick,
baby. Her hair, the Little Mermaid artistry hair, that is iconic. Everything looked so good. It's like budget. It's giving the costumes, the hair, the makeup. It's just artistry. But yeah, her brows were twisted sisters. It was awful. But this one, I'm like, I can't believe my eyes. It looks like I mean, I'm so sorry to that man and everyone that worked on it. But it's like, I just can't believe my eyes. Like the evil queen, like not even having a gold. It's just like they have like mosaic, like stained glass. I'm like, girl, where are we going? And it's like glued on big crystal. I was like, you can't even listen to the singing or their acting or anything. Like, stop blaming them. Like the outfits and everything.
It's the outfits. It's always the outfits. Honestly, though,
why would they interpret her cute black curly ass like hair? There's so many ways you could have interpreted that to a Lord Farquaad hair. I was like, why do we interpret that like that? I would love to actually have someone on the pod.
No, it definitely should have just been glam. Meanwhile,
the other thing I've seen that is topical, which I guess the only topical things I have are like TV related, but it's like
Okay.
the newest White Lotus episode actually was like, I was like, oh, something happened, which is fierce.
What? I'm up to date. What happened? I watched everything.
Like that guy went to Bangkok and like threatened the guy,
but like didn't do anything.
I mean, it was more than the rest of it. The
he literally pushed him over. What do you mean?
I know. Well, the one girl had
he
sex
flew
with
all the way to Bangkok and pushed a guy over. The brothers each other off and made out a little bit.
Okay, literally, I'm like, every episode, I'm like, I'm like, gotta tune in because something might happen. I'm like, what kind of spell do they have me under? Like, nothing happens.
It's just
like, the
because,
fact that, like the fact that they were like trending and I'm like tuned in because there was suggestion of incest. I'm like, we're all like, oh, that's crazy. And I'm like, girl, I just came.
They're afters.
I just came froosh kaboosh off watching Nip Tuck, where 100 million things crazy happen every single second. And now I'm like, hopefully something happens in this 1 hour I'm watching right now. It's like, am I reading a book with no pictures? Like, come on, give me something.
Going from Nip Tuck to that is crazy.
Miss Thing,
aren't you so glad I got you onto Nip Tuck?
Yeah, Nip Tuck is so good. Honestly, I mean,
best show, one of the best shows,
you guys. It's like early 2000s TV is just it, and it's like not woke, so it's like a moment, but it's like I think we have to just leave space for not woke TV sometimes.
Ryan Murphy's idea of what a trans bar looks like in 2006 plays in my mind on a loop. Like, you're joking me. Like, I need it as like background visuals for my performances.
It's
like
literally so offensive and crazy. And sometimes I'd watch an episode and be like, but it's
yes.
So you have to be confident in yourself enough to be like understand that it's not woke, but it's amazing, and we're moving on. Like, it's just like, let's not. It's just so good.
I think I'm anti-woke. Sorry about it.
Wokeness has its positives.
Time and place, and
it's not in Ryan Murphy.
Not TV.
Like not in Ryan. The time is not Ryan Murphy.
Yeah, White Lotus. I don't even know.
I'm
like, why is Parker Posey not freaking out about not having her pills?
When are we taking my lorazepam?
Lorazepam.
Like, there just could be a bit more. Like, I'm like, okay, like, and I get it. The show's supposed to climax at the very last episode. Like, I get that part, but like, chugga. Like, or can the brothers actually or like, can something like, or even the girl that guy and like,
you know what?
Nothing happened to her. Like, she just like him and then snuck out. Like, okay, like,
that one scene where the guy was
okay,
talking about how he like likes to be like pretend he is the girl, and then he hires the girl and he's like, I'm
I want to be the lady boy or whatever.
And so I was on right wing Twitter reading the opinions, and people like right wing were like really using that as like, they're like, see, this is real, and this is what they're like passing off as trans, and like this is what, like, this is real, and now we're seeing it in mainstream media and blah blah blah. And I'm like,
what is real?
Like, I forgot the exact word, but it's like a word for like a man who is like
to be sexualized as a woman. Right.
It's like a sex thing, and it's like it's not trans, it's like it's all sex thing, and like,
well, there's two things can be true at the same time.
Well, I'm like, yes, that literally does for sure exist, but like, you're using this moment as like, it's just so crazy. And I'm like, can we also take a moment that you're using this and going ham online, whereas like the only like right-wing Republican people on the show, like Southern Christian divas, are each other's family and gonna murder everyone, but you're not using that because they're Christian Southern divas. Like, it's so crazy, but you're running. It's with also this random
a made-up television show.
It's so crazy. Like,
it's not real.
So you want to talk about this one guy talking about his in the bedroom fetish and use that against leftist divas, and then but you don't want to talk about the Southern right-wing divas that are having sex with each other and trying to kill themselves and cheat and going to jail for committing fraud. Like, interesting.
I mean, that's not shocking to me. That makes total sense.
I could not. I was like, you guys are crazy. But has anything else happened in the world?
I don't really keep up. Like, I don't even know if it's smart of us to have a what's going on right now segment, because I only know what's going on in my own life.
Oh, it was April Fool's Day yesterday.
Oh yes.
Baby, the way I am the most gullible person in the world, I was like believing every single thing, going about my day, and 2 minutes later reopening my phone and falling for another one as if I forgot it was April Fool's. I was like, am I okay? Like, I'd be like, oh, I
Yeah.
cannot believe Daniel's leaving
John-
Scaparelli.
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
John
and then I'd be like,
Galliano back at Dior. Charlie
I
XCX
commented
at
publicly
Balenciaga.
on like multiple. I was like, wow. Like,
No, my favorite part is Trans Day of Visibility being the day before April Fool's Day.
that was crazy.
And then I think today is like National Autism Day or whatever. Like it's like
Okay.
boom, boom,
They said,
boom.
let's
like,
line them up.
Line them up back
Yeah.
to back, sending bitches home like a heart attack.
I'm sending bitches home like a heart attack.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What did you do for Trans Day of Visibility?
I was just being visible. I
Yeah.
you know, did my little posting.
Posts?
Yeah, I posted I was actually organizing my apartment. I went to yoga.
Oh, that was
Being
visible of
visible
you.
Within, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like
I
this year
was
is going to
like,
be full of a lot of visibility. I think it's going to be a lot of talking
oh,
this
right.
year with everything
right.
going on. I think I'm
The
gearing
next
up.
4 years.
I was like, it, I'll start doing speeches. Like,
I
let's
think
go
you'd
off.
be great. Improv and speeches. I think you would be great at it. You're great at giving speeches. You really
Yeah, I
are.
love a speech. I love speaking.
Yeah, I was seeing all the Trans Day visibility posts and I was like, wow, like it feels like to me not every day, but like trans people are so visible to me that I'm like, this day doesn't feel like it's for me. Obviously it's not. I'm not technically trans in that way. I'm not trans at all, really. But like I have so many trans friends and it's just like in my ether like all the time, like all my a lot of my references, a lot of my friends, a lot of my family. So I'm like seeing trans people all the time. So then it got me thinking about like who this day is really for, and it's for people that like don't see trans people all the time. And I'm like, do I even have people like that around me? Like, does my post even reach? Like, are people who don't know a trans person personally like seeing any of these posts? Are they seeing any of this stuff? Like, how do we actually get visibility beyond like our own circle of people?
I mean, that's why it's like actually important, which sometimes I like take it for granted, but sometimes it like does hit me like when I'm doing it, when like those major companies, like huge companies actually do. They're like, we've talked about it before with the like pink washing of it all. I'm like, the line of it like actually being like, it is like super important to be up in this like random company that does not do this ever as gig. It's like, if they were doing this all the time, they wouldn't have the reach that I'm able to speak to right now. And there's taking the moment to like let me speak to these people that have never seen a trans person. So it's like the line of that is so thin and weird. And it's always like I think about that all the time during Pride. I'm like, I'll be like, sometimes I even do like internal company like talks or performances or something, and I'll be like, whoa, like this company's not like a gay company, but like I'm doing like an internal thing with their company, and it's like they probably haven't seen that ever. Like even like when I was going through the Twitter thing too, I was like, they were like talking like trans people never understand. I'm like, it's like you can just tell them like you've never met a trans person ever. Like it's so crazy.
Right. I guess I mean, that's a fabulous one, like going in person internally to large companies. I think another one is like, it's so cliche, but the TV and film, like having that trans is Hunter Schafer I've never watched Euphoria. I watched Skins, the OG. Is Hunter Schafer's character trans in the show?
Yes, yeah, in that one. But she plays
So like
she like made a statement. She was like, I really want to play like just
women,
like cis girl characters, and she did like this fierce horror movie, and like it's just never. But that one she was in Euphoria.
Well, even like in Baby Reindeer, that girl,
and they like talked about it great, like the trans, like it was so fierce in Euphoria.
Yeah, so like that's a great example of visibility. Laverne Cox obviously is a great example of visibility.
I thought that was so. She hosted the Women in Music brunch.
And just by the way, this is Thierry Mugler, Spring Summer 1988, his Africa collection.
And which I thought was so fierce, like her fully hosting that, and I was like, that's so cool that they gave her that like moment.
Yes.
A good little host. Yeah, trans visibility at its peak for that one. Women in music, baby. I mean, yeah, happy Trans Day of Visibility, everyone.
Absolutely.
But I think those are our hot topics this week.
I gotta go watch Love on the Spectrum.
Yeah, so thanks for watching. Let's get into the episode.
No,
I did
it's just like
go to like a boring like gay party the other day.
I call them the beige
We
gays.
the beige gays is like the perfect way to describe it, you guys. It's like
There's so many of them.
this is the type of gay where it's like you're technically hot, you're technically successful, you're technically like
But
fine.
you're
They're just like
boring.
a little overly manicured.
So manicured.
The apartment's like
beige.
literally we were at the party I'm talking about, and I was like sitting in the living room, and this guy next to me, I don't know, looked at me and he goes, I feel like I'm in the Soho House lobby. I'm like, it is that. Like
Everything's like curated to a degree that just like
it's too much.
it's like tasteful,
it's like a model
but it's
home.
like, dude. And like my house is like a
There's no
like-
personality. Like it's just
it's like Tom Ford coffee table book.
have to have that book.
and-
You either have
What's that soap brand?
Le
everyone loves? Le
Labo
Labo.
or Diptyque.
Le Labo diptyque candle burning. It's like off.
You
white
have to have like a
walls.
CB2 vase.
CB2.
The cloud couch.
There's like that
And Hermes
cloud
throw.
couch and Hermes. Yeah, there's just like little check marks, and it's just too.
Manicure. It's like,
It's just
okay.
too much. Like you need, and it's always the that have like the beige house, and then like one cockatoo piece of art that they're like, such and such, so and so did this, and it's like, but it's ugly.
I think we're talking about dreams too. It's like I love sleeping pills. I love going to bed. It's my favorite thing in the world. I
We're
would
so
say
old.
I would say sleeping is a hobby of mine. Like for real.
I
Like,
love when I get 12 hours. I am peak happy.
no,
for sure.
I'm making it like I get upset if it's not 12 hours.
Yeah,
like I know I'm not going to function properly if it's under 12.
I know.
Under 9, no. Mm-mm.
Ugh, I'm having to gear myself up for this big weekend I'm having where I'm going to get literally 4 days in a row, 4 different cities, 4 different shows, no sleep, no fear, bus, another club.
No fear. Well, that's yeah. So you just have to gear up. But the sleeping pill cocktail is just like always a question, and it literally, if it affects my dreams, like it is an X to me. I hate dreaming stuff. It's like my least favorite
Really?
thing. Yeah, I don't love it, and because then I like and feel like I'm working. I'm like.
Yeah, that's the thing about art. People don't realize about the second I wake up, I start working.
No,
To the
when
second I
I'm
go to
no,
bed.
if I am not taking,
My brain
people
starts
are gonna
working.
think I'm a addict. But like, if I don't take a Xanax, I'm dreaming
Yours
too
are
much.
prescribed. It's
Yeah,
a
I'm
prescription.
prescribed them, and I take a little baby moment with it. And if I don't, my dreams are crazy.
about
And then I
work.
wake up and I'm like, gotta activate that dream. And I'm like, I wake up, I'm like already thinking the whole night.
I
like,
know.
no,
That's the worst. is when
I
you-
need to be like KO'd,
when
no
you're-
dreaming.
day life and your dream life merge.
Which is all the time for me. So I'm like, no. And even
No.
if they're like a crazy dream, I wake up being like, have to decipher that. There's
Oh.
another thing on my checklist to do. Or if it's a nightmare, I'm stressed out. It's like, no dreaming is allowed for me in my house.
Sometimes I'll dream about shopping, and I'll dream that I found like the most amazing outfit at a thrift store, like, or I went with like Dita Von Teese to like some vintage warehouse of things, and then I wake up and I'm pissed.
See, I
And
cannot.
I'm like, that wasn't real.
Or yes, or you dream about like a hot guy or something. You're like, oh, or a guy that you didn't know was hot when you're awake, and you're like,
Oh.
wait, am I attracted to him? It's like too much.
Yeah, too much.
Throw in the towel with the dreams.
Or you wake up and you remember it for the first like whatever 15 30 seconds of being awake, and then it's gone. I just think it's fascinating how the mind does that.
but it'll be there
we dream every
somewhere
night.
because sometimes it'll like be a reoccurring, and I'll be like, I forgot about that.
Oh my god, my
You have a
least
reoccurring?
favorite part of dreams ever is having a reoccurring dream where it's like, this is a space in a different dimension. Like I'm in a
Oh,
house
scary.
or an area or like some atmosphere that I'm like, oh, I'm back at that place.
I have this one that is that, and it's very weird. It's almost like, I can't even describe it. You know how when you're like at a hotel or something and there's all those like floors, and then there's like a middle section that's like
Mm-hmm.
in the hotel,
Like an
still?
atrium.
Yes, like an atrium or whatever. And I'm always like kind of high up, and then there's like against the wall of an atrium, like I can see is like this weird like ghost thing. It's like looks like
Up with
wait,
you and ghosts.
I don't know, but it looks like that one Courage the Cowardly Dog episode where he's like, "Return the slab."
Turn the slab.
Have you seen that? And he's like,
Yes.
"Return the slab." It literally looks like that person, but it's like white kind of. And I
Okay.
have that dream often, and I just get
I think
freaked
you
out.
just love Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I
and
do.
hotels.
The guy died, but yeah, no, that, and I'll dream it. And I'll be like, that's scary, and it doesn't do anything to me though, and I never talk to it, and I never even get.
You should talk to it next time.
It
cannot
freaks me out, and I
believe-
wake up.
I've tried to get you to watch Donnie Darko, and you won't watch it.
Oh, I love that movie. I loved watching it, but
no, you left halfway through the movie.
I was really tired.
Jesus, like,
But I loved what I was watching. when I was watching
boo.
it. Yeah,
Everyone out there, the children of the internet, I need you to watch Donnie Darko.
pretty good. Do you have a recurring dream?
I do. I just can't remember them. But I know when
Okay.
I'm in the dream that I'm like, right, this one again. And it freaks me the out because I really do believe in like the upside down of it all. Like,
Yes.
very much like parallel universes. Like, it feels like there is a world. Maybe it's just in my subconscious mind, or it is a real place, like a real alternate universe type of like Rick and Morty situation.
When I was like really young, my like number one fear, like I would like cry, freaking out over, was falling into another dimension, which is crazy for a child. But
That is crazy.
there was like an episode of The Twilight Zone where this like little girl falls through her like bedroom wall and goes into the fifth dimension.
Right.
And
Duh.
I watched it when I was like way too young, and I literally was like always scared. If I was alone, I was like, I'm gonna fall into it and be stuck, and so I was so scared, and I would like cry about going into another dimension,
Well,
which in reality I don't really get what that even means, but like so scary.
I still believe that because I wasn't murdered to death by getting to death on New Year's Eve 2012, that I am on a different timeline than everyone, than I could have been.
Well,
Is on a
that's
different-
like Rick and Morty 101, is that like every single decision you make like splits you, and there's like a dimension of you that did the other decision at all times.
Yes. In a different dimension, I was to death on a fairy commune in 2012, and life as we know it ended.
Yes. And then there's an episode where Rick or Morty wants
As
to
a woman.
time travel. Okay, hello. There definitely is a timeline where he transitioned.
Oh, 100%. I want to explore that timeline for sure.
Okay.
I'm a girl and you're a girl.
Yeah, we could. There's probably one of each. There's probably a ton. There's probably a
Is
ton.
there one where we're T for T?
And straight.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
T for T together.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
How about
crazy.
that for the fanfic? One of my one of my most vivid childhood I would have night terrors.
My fondest night terrors.
One of my fondest childhood night terrors. I really loved Crunch, the candy bar, which they don't make anymore, I've realized.
Like Bunch of Crunch.
Like Bunch of Crunch, but it was
By
a bar.
Yeah. I remember
Called a
that.
Crunch bar.
I loved those too.
I at the movie theater, if they don't have Bunch of Crunch at the movies, I'm not going.
Which they don't that often. It's hard to find.
I need it.
Yeah.
I need it with popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta have it.
Love it.
And that's when I do my no soda. I get a soda pop.
Okay.
A
I'm an
shorty
icy
pop.
type of doll.
Yeah, you are.
I
Huh?
love a icy, and
I
I
used
will
to like an
only
icy.
have them there.
Ices
Though.
feel
I've
like
never
mall-
had them.
Mall is very icy with the pretzel dog.
I
and a
don't.
Dippin'
Never
Dots.
even had one besides.
We should go to the
movies.
mall sometime.
I would love to go to the mall.
What mall? Oh, what's that famous one by the Grove? That's not the Grove.
Beverly Center.
Beverly Center.
Yeah, love it.
Anyways, Bunch of Crunch. My nightmare was a fat lady stealing my Crunch bar, and I remember it vividly because I woke up sobbing, and my mom was like, "What happened?" Because I would have night terrors all the time, like crazy ones, like.
Night terrors of fat people is crazy.
But this one, I woke up crying, and my mom was like, "What happened?" And I told her a fat lady came and stole my Crunch bar, and I can still vividly remember her running away with it in my dream as a
Ew.
child.
Ew.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I love Crunch bars.
like it's giving like people are dying, and you're crying over a Crunch bar with it.
Okay, we're unpacking childhood trauma. I have a sweet tooth. I had a dream that I won Drag Race
Before or after?
before.
Okay. There we go.
I had a dream that we were sitting at I was sitting at a picnic table with Morgan McMichaels, and she was congratulating me on winning Drag Race.
Wow.
And then I won. And I've yet to have a picnic with Morgan.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yet it happened. But then I can't, like, was it destiny? Did I make it happen? I believe in manifestation
I am the
hardcore.
hardest manifestor ever.
Like, I really, 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 really wanted to win. So much so that it was in my subconscious that I would, and I like had in my brain, like I had to win, like the whole time, like even like auditioning, like getting on.
Well, I think you were also at a time where it was like so important.
It was so important to win.
Yeah, no, even sometimes I'll think about my drag race journey and I'll be like, oh, it's because you didn't manifest. Like I never even thought about winning drag. I was just like,
I was manifesting it.
I was just
so
like had
hard.
to get on. That was all that was in my head. It was just like, I have to get there. Like, and because everyone was like, you can't. And I was like, that's all I was thinking. I wasn't even like.
I was literally
real
like,
to me.
I'm
It was
getting
just
on
like
that show and I'm
proving point.
winning it.
Yeah, I know. I should have done that.
I was like, nothing is going to stop me.
Yeah,
And it was so deep in my brain, and I was so passionate about drag at the time that I was dreaming about it. And like, I don't know if the chicken came first or the egg came first or what, but I manifested it in my subconscious, and it happened in real life.
well, fierce. Yeah, no,
Am I a witch? Maybe.
I mean, I just think manifesting is the strongest thing in the like. I literally think everything that I have
don't
that's
really think
positive,
it's
I've
that hard.
manifested, and sometimes I'll like things will happen that I like manifested. And I'm like, oh damn, wasted. I was like, didn't mean for that to manifest, but it's like even people I like me. I'm like, oh, I've literally like stalked
created
you on like
you.
I've literally like watched you online, and I've like it's like of course like the universe
Can you
lined that
manifest
up.
me a man?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I need to start manifesting hot
No,
guys.
I think I am, like, in a weird way, manifesting a man. There's like something in my head that's like, for some reason, I've created these rules that, like, I have to have X, Y, and Z together before he'll show up.
Mm-hmm.
I think now is a great time for a new segment that we're doing on the show called
And now it's time for I'm trying to be nicer, but
this one. I wrote down, I must have been on a sick one. I'm trying to be nicer, but I hate prank videos that prank service workers. Hate them. It's,
Like what?
I wrote down prank videos where they just with service workers' employees to get it to a degree that's up. We get dragged for asking the service worker to deliver our food, but there are people monetizing, harassing someone at their low-paying job. It's such trash. Like when somebody will go through a drive-through and like film the person and like be like, "Are you guys open?" Just like doing
I think
dumb
like 90%
shit.
of prank videos at all are just like not
Loser vibes.
Yeah, it's like okay. Like I've seen ones where they're like with like librarians and shit. I'm like, girl, why are you even doing that? Like,
leave
go
the librarian
home.
alone.
And it's always
leave
like,
the McDonald's worker alone. Like, you guys are so trashy.
I think it is like the zeitgeist of like the younger generation. I just watched a video, which I am so obsessed with, like body cam footage on like cops. I could go on those all day. Love it. But this like 10-year-old girl or something, she like called 911 and like said that someone was kidnapped on the freeway.
I saw this one. Yeah.
And
the cops showed up to her house and they arrested her.
The like 10-year-old. Yeah.
this too.
It was crazy, but she was like, I saw a YouTube video, and I'm like, I guess there is just like you go on TikTok, it's just like pranks, like it's just like okay.
Just like fucking with people while they're at their job. Like it's so rude. Like going into a CVS and being like, "Are you got where's CVS? Are you guys open?" And she's like, or there'll be like a Dollar General lady, and like every day there's like they'll be like, "Where's your gum?" And the gum's like right next to her, and she's like, "Dude, every day you come in here and do this."
I've seen that one too.
It's like, you, dude. Like this lady is making bare minimum, and you're just like with her for views, and then you're monetizing it.
I can't.
It's and then we get dragged through the coals for asking the delivery driver to deliver the food. And we're bad people for that. I'm like, you guys keep that energy, children of the internet, people on my phone?
No.
For the people that do these prank videos. Like, it's so degrading to the worker, and it's so rude, and it makes me, like, angry. I want to track down these little pranksters, and I hope they have bad lives. I hope these prank people have bad lives. I do. I wish bad upon them. That's such, like, low-hanging fruit shit. To monetize somebody else's, like, I think it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. And I also, like at my depression phases, I'm, like, imagining if someone did that to me at my job, I'd probably cry.
Yes.
I'd be like, I'm over it. I'm going home.
Oh
like,
my
I would be so
God.
over it. I'd be like, I'm done here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, not a fan of that either.
When I worked in food, someone did that to me, I used to cry.
Yeah, no, I'd be like, I'm over this. I'm trying to be nicer, but it's just like grow up. I can't.
Grow,
It's
literally grow up.
It's giving grow up.
Grow the up.
I'm trying to be nicer, but there's like a reason. This has to be the reason that this happens like this. But I'm trying to be nicer, but like I think that the way we have like businesses set up in society like makes no sense with like how business are like closed on the weekends.
Oh, this is a good
and
one.
at 5 p.m. Like I'm trying to be nicer, but you have to switch it.
Switch it
It's
up.
over. Like what? How does that make sense that people work 9 to 5s and then all businesses are closed when you get off work?
I don't get how anyone gets anything done.
Like how is a bank open only during the weekdays when everyone's working? Like
and then Sundays
what?
they're off when everyone's off.
Like make it that doesn't make sense.
My old landlord would only accept checks or cash.
Yeah.
And like sometimes, and I don't have a checkbook because I'm not 110, and she doesn't accept. She was 110 and like wouldn't accept digital anything. So I would have to go get a cashier's check every time I wanted to pay rent, which is fine unless it was Sunday, which a lot of times the first of the month would fall on Sunday. And I'd be like, dude, I'm sorry. Like I can Zelle you, I can Venmo you, I can wire transfer. No. And I have to run around town going to different ATMs, taking out the $3,000 I needed for rent in cash to pay her, or I'd be out of the country. And I'd be like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, I had to extend my trip. I'm in Abu Dhabi, like, sucks. And I had to, like, you can't go to the bank on Sundays.
Yeah,
It's
no,
awful.
It just doesn't make sense because then it's like also, like even if I remember even needing makeup, it's like, oh, on Monday, like I have a gig or whatever, and it's like the makeup stores are closed on Sunday. I'm like, okay, so I'm just not gonna get it. Like it just makes no sense. Like you're working all week,
None
and then
of
the
it
weekend
makes
it's like
any
everything's
sense.
closed, and then it's like okay, and then it's like you have the day and you're like working actually, and then it's like okay, time like I could go out and like go to the bank or something. It's like everything closes at 4 or 5. It's like what? Like when are people supposed to do anything? I don't get it.
Because, like, we don't have 9 to 5s. We have, like, 24/7s almost.
Yeah.
But, like, there is some
But that's like
flexibility
the
in
only
there.
way that makes it work. Yeah, because I have to reschedule things. I'm like, oh, I can make this
I can
meeting
make
like
this
later.
work if I go there. Like today, I had to look at all the times because I had to get to these places before I came here. And I don't know. Even the restaurants I love, they're closed Mondays and Tuesdays, I guess, because it's slow. But I'm like, y'all couldn't have like 2 employees working, and it's like, I guess not. But then I'm like, is that just because there's not enough money being made? But people need jobs. There's just inflation. Like what is this answer here? What's actually going on?
I don't know, but I would love to know what people do.
Like, when restaurants are closed Mondays and Tuesdays, or like it's like when Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday. Back when I ate Chick-fil-A,
Yeah.
I haven't eaten Chick-fil-A in so long. It used to
Me
be better,
either.
I think. I haven't had
I don't
it.
even know. I literally haven't had it in so long.
I
But-
refuse to eat there.
Well, all the places that close for religious reasons on Sundays, which also I'm like, that's weird too, because like everywhere's closed on Sunday. I'm like, okay, you're not religious.
That's another thing. Yeah. And I'm like, why can't you guys get like when I worked at a restaurant, we had a rotating list of employees that were part-time, some full-time, and they would just like, I don't get why you guys can't figure out a Sunday shift and just rotate the people around.
Well, it's because people just they need an off
Lazy.
day, but I don't know. It's just really weird to me.
I know, but not everyone has to work all 7 days.
But I think like banks and stuff shouldn't be open at that time. Like things that are like really important,
do you
especially it's
mean?
like they should
a
be
bank
open.
should be open
They
every
should
day.
be like open before and after the 9 to 5, if anything. Like literally, it's like, girl, everyone's f***ing working right now, and then you're like, literally, everyone needs to go to you, and it's like,
no.
what do you
think
need to take a
banks-
day off work to go to the bank?
Banks should 100% be open,
Maybe people go at their
extended hours, and on
At
Sundays.
least one day a week. Like,
I mean, that's why they're open on Saturdays. That's probably what they would say.
I guess so.
We are open extended. It's on Saturdays.
Just odd.
But I can't imagine being a normie and being like, okay, Saturday, gotta like
go to the bank and do
go
like
to the
boring
bank and go to the this and go to the that
It's
and
like
do all
that's
my
not
shit.
fair. It's like I
But
just
then
worked
I'm like-
all week, and then now I have to do this because you guys aren't open at night.
But then I'm thinking about being able to turn your brain off at 5 p.m. every day.
That's fierce, yeah.
Oh my God. I wish I had that luxury. Like the idea of being like, have all this stuff to do, but clock struck 5. No more thinking for me. And going home and just like making your little dinner and watching your shows and doing whatever you want. And then waking up and then like maybe getting it done the next day, maybe not.
Well, my take on the
That's
9 to 5
crazy.
situation is that I feel like most 9 to 5 jobs like are obviously technically 9 to 5, like you clock out, bitch. But it's like if you're actually trying to climb the ladder about it, it's like you're not.
You're
off
putting in
either.
extra
It's like
hours.
you take your report home and you're working on it all night for your like meeting in the
Promotion.
morning, and I'm slaying this, and you guys went home at 5 and I stayed up all night and I'm the star. Like it's like.
Well, that's how our
which is
brains
almost like
work.
harder because it's like okay, and you have to be like showing face and on from 9 to 5, like in the office, like, and then you take your shit home and you're like more.
Yeah, but that's how our brains work, and that's how the movies make it seem.
Because like you definitely have technically like they can't sue you for going off at 5, but they like
I
this
don't
better be
know.
on my desk Monday morning.
I just can't imagine. Even this weekend, we were hanging out with a 9 to 5er, and I'm like I was saying, they're just sitting there, beige gays, sitting there. I'm like, so you're not passionate about your job. You're not funny. You don't dress well. You don't have good taste. What is going on up there all day long? And there it is.
And there it is.
Boom. Okay, we just covered so much today. My God.
Just dreams and astrology and women.
Dreams by the Cranberries.
Do you remember Shark Boy and Lava Girl? His song.
No,
He goes dreams. Close your eyes.
And think of these dreams.
Close, yeah.
Dream. Whenever I want you, all I have to do is
If I was just listening to this
dream.
podcast, I'd be like, what the hell is going, like if I like left this on while I was getting ready or something.
Dream.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We had so much fun. Make sure you head over to our Patreon, ask us some questions. We're going to get back into answering the questions in the next week or so.
Yes, we are, honey bun. We're going to do a what's happening now. We're going to do so many segments. Make sure you get over to Patreon, get full exclusive content.
I agree. What shirt are you wearing?
I'm wearing the official Violet Chachki Red Hot tee, available for purchase now at violetchachki.com.
I love it.
So cute. I have my little riding crop.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, clock it.
Clock it, honey.
Clock that tee.
All right. Well, I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. And until next week, bye, Gorge.
Stay gorgeous.
No Gorge.
That was a headgum podcast.